Welcome to Quirky Queen's Journals. My name's Kirsten. So today we're using children's board books to make collograph plates. I've used these two. These ones I've still to use, and I thought I'll do one quickly with you just now. So you just need a children's board book. Basically it's got a shiny cover and it's cardboard inside. And I just use quite a thick pen to draw with, because then I've got something to kind of cut around. We'll do one more shape. There. I've got a cutting mat underneath this. So I just cut either side of the pen. Roughly. Sometimes I go a bit off. Come on, you. It's very easy to cut into. So this is a bit more of an awkward shape. So I just take it in stages. I had a much smaller one that I was using before. I try and vary the line thickness a bit. So this collograph's a bit more of a complex one, where I've actually made a vase of flowers, and I do this a few times, so I have 4 that I actually show you later on that I've made with this. Anyway, I've put down a layer of black acrylic paint. I've sat the collograph children's board book on top. And then here what I'm doing is, it's just a bit dark, so I'm just very quickly and lightly taking a sort of top layer of it off, and you can see there it is a lot lighter now, although there's still enough of an outline to work with. So this is baby oil that I use to clean the plate with, and I'm using it with cotton bud. And what I want to do is I want to take off the background darkness. I do want to leave a hint of it because it's nice to sort of see that it's got a print making effect to it. But it removes very easily with the cotton bud, with the baby oil on it. The larger areas I just removed with a rag. So later on you'll see one that I did with acrylic paint, but I've used black acrylic paint to create this outline, but I'm going to use children's poster paint to sort of paint over it. And the reason that I've chosen to use the poster paint is because it's very transparent and it shows all the painterly brush strokes up, and I just think it's a really nice effect on the gel plate. So when I'm taking this, you know, the black paint off with this cotton bud and baby oil, sometimes I'm going quite close to the outline and other times a bit further away. So we get that kind of wonky halo effect, which is thin in some areas, missing in others, and quite wide in others. And you'll see it once I wipe off with the rag. Also, this baby oil will dry, as you know, with time, like within a few minutes. But when I start painting, I'm painting over the areas that we haven't touched with the baby oil, so I just go ahead and start. So this is the children's paints that I'm using. They were £1.50 each, so very cheap, and I really do like the effects you get with them. But again, you could use acrylics, maybe watered down a bit to give them more of a sort of transparent effect. But these give you good transparency, but you don't get the beading that you can get with the more watered down acrylic paints. So I'm just using red, blue, yellow primary colours, and I just mix them to make purples, oranges, greens as well. So obviously there's black paint underneath these colours, but you'll see later on when I've done another one with the children's poster paint, it's quite dark underneath. I didn't take off that sort of top layer of darkness. But it just adds to the effect. Here it's very light and fresh looking because there wasn't so much of it. But I think it adds to the effect. Do you see how translucent that white is while it's going on? When I did it with the acrylic paint later on, what I do is I actually just pat the brush up and down so it's like pointillism, and it gives a nice texture to the flowers. So just sort of brown I've made. I've tried to use different brush strokes here, a bit more of a striped effect, whereas with the flowers the brush strokes are a bit more messy and backwards and forwards. And this is just to differentiate the fact that the vase is a hard object and the flowers are like delicate flowers. So generally with thin layers, children's poster paint dries very quickly. However, this took about 1.5 to 2 hours to dry because in places, because of the painterly brush stroke marks that I've made, it can be thick in areas, and so it did take a long time to dry, but it's worth the wait, so just wait it out. About 1.5 to 2 hours I waited on this occasion. But you'll see when it's dry there's no shine, and it lightens in colour as well. So I put this blue on and it's quite dark, but because we had blue mixed in to make like the purple and the green, I did want it, you know, to feature, but I just take some of it off with the tissue paper, as you can see there. I still think it was a bit dark overall for the picture, but I was happy with it in the end. So white acrylic paint over the top, and I let this sit for about 20 minutes before I pulled it off. And to be honest with you, I probably should have left it longer, because you'll see I do get a ghost print from this. But I feel like if I'd left it maybe an hour, I probably would have got a heavier, more detailed first print. But here's the ghost print. There we go. I really like the ghost print actually. It's very delicate. Kind of want to add to it a bit. I'm just pressing down with the heel of my hand to try and remove some of it that's still sticking to the gel plate. But there we have it anyway. This is the prints. So this is the first print that we pulled, and this is the ghost print. And this one is the kids' poster paint again, with gold acrylic paint and a bit of a darker background. As in the black paint outline was darker. And this is the one with the acrylic paint that I did some patting with the brush. So I hope you enjoyed, and thanks very much for watching. Bye!